Hi, Yetis. So you probably have gotten the message or are getting the message that we will be out of school through April 3rd, with students returning on April 6th to help um, combat some of the health concerns that are going on right now. So, want to make a quick little video for you about what to expect during this time. So, as you know, this is a partnership with our public health department in the state of Colorado, and all of the directives that were given by them have led us to where we are right now. And now that classes are being dismissed, it's really important for us to remember that this is for the health and well-being of our school community. It's certainly going to have, some added stress to all of our lives, but I think above all things, we want our students to be safe and healthy and well, and this will hopefully prevent any student from experiencing any negativity related to the health concerns. So, things that are going to happen. We'll be sending email updates regularly regarding schoolwork, and then the district will be sending email updates regularly just regarding the status of school and our return and things like that. Because of the length of this dismissal, we are going to continue students' academic work, but we're going to be doing it in a remote fashion, or what we call distance learning. We will rely heavily on students to use their Be Legendary skills. They need to take ownership over their learning, to be productive, and as always, of course, to do their best. So we'll be doing this distance learning thing, which we're really good at, So as you know, we use Edgenuity, we use Google Classroom. This is kind of in our wheelhouse of ways that we present and teach and include students who might have a situation where they're not on campus. So what this means here is that we're going to start pushing out students' agendas on Google Classroom. Students will work on about 3 classes per day. So, for example, on Wednesday, they'll work on their first hour, their second hour, and their 7th hour classes. And on Thursday, they will work on their third hour, 4th hour, and 8th hour classes. And teachers will post, something that they should be able to get through. And please know, we are not expecting students to sit in front of a computer for the entirety of a school day. We are thinking, somewhere between 2 hours per day, maybe a little more, 2 to 4 hours per day, probably closer to 2. If this becomes something that is overwhelming, especially considering the current conditions, please make sure you reach out to us and give us some feedback and let us know how it's going. By the same token, if students are feeling like they should be doing more or want to work ahead, we can always set them up in Edgenuity and allow them to just kind of rip through their next quarter's work. So students will be completing their work in Google Classroom or in Edgenuity, and students will interact with each other through these platforms as well. So students, what they need to expect is that they're going to be required to be in communication with their teachers. Teachers will be sending regular emails, so it's extremely important that students are checking their school email and checking their Google Classroom updates for the agenda and the expectations of what they're supposed to be doing. And what kind of work might they be doing? Well, they might be reviewing course content that's already been practiced, applying and practicing skills that have already been taught, opportunities to retake assessments for previously learned content. This is an outstanding opportunity for any of our students who need a little bit of time to get caught up on previous work. So we highly encourage students to do that. And then, as of now, the SAT is still on for the end of April, and going into Khan Academy and working on some of those things would be a great idea as well. What's really important is all students need to be responding to and in communication with their teachers whenever emails go out. So What should teachers and students do to make sure they're ready? Well, they needed to take their Chromebook and charger home today. If they don't have it, the school's going to be open tomorrow from 8 until 10 a.m. If you need to come get a Chromebook at a different time than that, we're going to have loaners in teachers' hands kind of around the county. Miss Wilson will distribute loaners to any students who live at the north end of the county. Um, Frisco would be Dr. Harris. She will have some loaners, and then I'll have a handful of loaners at the south end of the county towards Breckenridge. If you need to borrow a computer, you can just text me and I will get you set up with one if students don't have access to that. So tomorrow, Saturday, from 8 to 10, students can come into the school, pick up whatever they need for the next 3 weeks. They should have their Chromebook and a charger. And then if you can't make it during that time, you'll set up an individual time to meet with a teacher and get one of our loaners. Students are expected to make sure they check their email and log into Google Classroom often. And they can expect that, we'll follow kind of our block schedule for the most part. And so those classes will be loaded. They will not get hit with 7 classes worth of work every day. We will narrow it to 3 classes per day, won't include our unplugged period, and it won't include our Be Legendary curriculum. They'll download assignments and important information whenever they need to and whenever it's available. And again, the expectation is that they communicate with their teachers regularly. Internet, right? So just making sure that you can access your own Wi-Fi if you have it. A lot of times cellular data can be a hotspot, especially if you have unlimited data plans. If you do not have an unlimited data plan, this is not a good option for you because it will get pricey quickly. And then public internet, we know local businesses, coffee shops, libraries, and all kinds of different places offer public internet. If students find a public internet access, they can always download the work off of Google Classroom onto their Chromebook, and then they'll be able to work offline if they don't have internet at home. Also, I just read today, I think Comcast is offering maybe 2 months at a very reduced rate and possibly even free for internet during this time. So I would reach out to Comcast if you're in need of internet access and see what kind of deal they might provide you. This is a little information about how to access your Google Docs offline, how to access Google Chat or Hangout, or how to access Google Meet. And these would be opportunities, to utilize the technology to either meet in person or to access the work if you don't have a Wi-Fi signal. So go ahead and pause this screen right here if you need to access if you need help accessing those particular portions of Google. All right, we'll move on. All right, so as we know, the strength of Snowy Peaks really lies in our community. It is an incredible place to work. It's so amazing that we get to work with your children, and nothing is more important to us than their well-being. And so, while this slide says if we are dismissed, this slide was actually typed up prior to the dismissal. What we know is we will be dismissed. We will be out for 3 weeks. However, our community and the Snowy Peaks Yeti family still very, very much exists, and it's very strong. With that being said, if any families run into anything that we can help with, whether it be academic or personal, please know that we are here. I hope you have my cell phone number. I should have posted that here. It's 970-389-8828. Please don't hesitate to reach out if we can be doing anything to help your family or help your child. And so just let's remember we need to care for each other. We'll handle this with as positive of an attitude as we can. And we're going to take responsibility for our academic work while we are doing our distance learning. We love you. Thank you for being part of the Yeti family. We send you all of our best, and we will see you in a few weeks. Reach out if you need anything. Have a great day.